take as much time as you need. Okay. Yeah, you can record. You can.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll make you a star.
All right, so I just want to check and make sure that the bus is level. There's no hanging wires, no debris. The cross members are not cracked, broken, or damaged. Everything is secured to the vehicle, mounted by nuts, bolts, and screws. And it's level and it's proper working condition. I'm going to check down the driver's side, make sure that there's no hanging wire, no debris, everything is secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. And I'm going to check the passenger side, make sure there's nothing hanging, no wires, no debris, everything is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I really get confused when the bus is the wrong way now. So these are my clearance lights. They're amber in color. They're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. They're mounted by nuts, bolts, screws. They show no signs of rust indicating looseness. They're all lit. And the wires behind them are not ripped, torn, or frayed. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my windshield. It's clean and clear. The windshield is not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged. It has no illegal stickers. The rubber sealing around it, it's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It has no dry rot. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check this windshield is the same way I check this windshield. This is my wiper arm and blade. The blade is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It's not ripped, torn, or frayed. The arm itself is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It does have some nuts, bolts, and screws that show no signs of rust indicating looseness. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my wiper fluid hose. My hose has no bubbles, abrasions. It has no leaks. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check this blade and arm is the same way I check this blade and arm. This is my washer fluid reservoir. And this is where I check it. I pull it out and check the hose and make sure there's no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks. And if I needed to add fluid, I would add it right in here. It is secured to the vehicle. It's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. And it is in proper working condition. This is my four-way flasher. It is a dual-purpose light. It's a directional and a four-way flasher. It's amber in color. These are my headlights and my high beams. They're not cracked, broken. They're not worn or damaged in any way. They have nuts, bolts, and screws that are attached. Show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. It's amber in color, and these are clear. They have no condensation. Oh yes, and my clearance lights have no condensation. The frame around it, it's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. Everything is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check these lights is the same way I check those lights. Just take a minute just to make sure I got everything. Okay, this is my passenger side mirror. And the mirrors are clean and clear. They're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The housing and the arm, they're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The wires show no signs of rips, tears, or frays. There's mounting bolts, nuts, and screws that show no signs of rust indicating looseness. The mounting brackets are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. They are secured to the vehicle in a proper working condition. This is my driver not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. They are secured to the vehicle. The housing and the arm, they're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. And the wires are not ripped, torn, or frayed. It does have a mounting bracket with nuts, bolts, and screws. And it shows no signs of rust indicating looseness. It's secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. So now I'm going to talk about my steering. I have a steering wheel, steering shaft, and gearbox. And they're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. Are you get to steering? Whatever I'm talking about, just make sure that I've said everything. I mean, I will ask you, did I get it all? Okay. I also have a pitman arm, a pinch bolt, and a drag link. And I make sure that they're not cracked, they're not broken, worn, or damaged in any way. That they are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have an upper and a lower steering arm, steering knuckle and spindle, and they're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. They have no excessive grease or oil. Everything is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I just want to make sure steering wheel, steering shaft, gearbox, pitman arm, pinch bolt, drag link, upper and lower steering arm, steering knuckle. I also have a spindle and a tie rod. My tie rod's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. My spindle's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. I also have steering hoses and lines, and I make sure that the hoses and lines have no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks, and that they are secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my suspension. I have a bellow. It's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It has mounting brackets, nuts, bolts, and screws, and the mounting brackets are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. There's no excessive grease or oil. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I also have my shock absorber. That's my shock absorber. It's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The mounting brackets that are attached to it are not cracked. They're not worn or damaged in any way, and it's not leaking. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I also have a torque, air, and arm mounting bolts, and the mounting bolts are not cracked, they're not broken, worn, or damaged in any way. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about my brake parts. I have a brake chamber. My brake chamber is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It does have mounting brackets, nuts, bolts, screws that show no signs of rust indicating looseness. It has no excessive grease or oil. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have a brake drum. My brake drum's not cracked, broken. It's not worn or damaged in any way. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have brake shoes and shoe linings. My brake shoes are at at least a quarter inch thick. They have no burn marks, and they're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged in any way. The brake shoes and shoe linings, they also are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged, and they are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. S-cam is gone. S-cam, cam roller. Well, I'm just going to talk about the S-cam and my cam roller. My S-cam's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. The rollers are not bent, broken, they're not missing, they are not slipping. They have no excessive grease or oil, and they are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. S-cam roller. I have a slack adjuster. My slack adjuster is at a 90-degree angle. It's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. I have a slack adjuster and an adjusting nut. The adjusting nut is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It's not missing. It shows no signs of rust indicating looseness. I have a push rod and a return spring. My push rod's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It doesn't have more than 1 inch of play. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The return spring is not bent, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have brake hoses and lines. My hoses and lines have no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I'm just going to go over my brake parts and make sure I got everything. Brake chamber, brake drum, brake shoes, shoe lining, S-cam, cam roller, slack adjuster, adjusting nut, push rod, return spring, and my axle seal. My axle seal is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged, and it's not leaking. It's secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. And my brake hoses and lines, which I already told you about, so they are all my brake parts are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my front tires. These are my front tires. They're evenly worn. They have no rips, no tears, no frays. The outer tire has no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks. The tread depth is 4/32 in the front. These cannot be recaps. The front tires cannot be recaps. Let's see, no recaps. 4/32. They hold 115 psi's, and I would check that right here where my valve stem is. My cap is present and on tight. And the valve stem itself is not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. And if I didn't say it, I would check it with the tire gauge to 115 psi's. This is my rim. My rim has no illegal welds. It's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my lug nuts. My lug nuts are not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. They show no signs of rust indicating looseness. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my hub seal. My hub seal is not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. All the bolts and screws that are attached show no signs of rust indicating looseness. It is secured to the vehicle, it's not leaking, and in proper working condition. So I'm just going to go over and make sure I got all the tire. I got tread depth, evenly worn, rips, tears, frays, bubbles, abrasions, 115 psi's, rim. Check it with a tire gauge, lug nuts, hub seal. So that's it for my tires. Alright, so we get busy back here. Now, this is my driver's window. It is clean and clear. The rubber stripping around it shows no signs of dry rot. And there's nothing cracked, broken, missing, worn, or damaged. Oh, that's probably Tim now. And the nuts, bolts, and screws show no signs of rust indicating looseness. Everything is secured in the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my luggage compartment, my passenger luggage compartment. My hinges are not bent, broken, worn, or damaged on the exterior or on the interior. I have hinges and they're not bent, broken, worn, or damaged. They are secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. It is locked and there's nothing cracked, broken, nothing worn, or damaged. It is secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. This is my passenger window, and it's clean and clear. It's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged. All the rubber stripping around it shows no signs of dry rot. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check this window is the way I check all the windows on the bus. This is my dual purpose light. It is a 4-way flasher and a directional. I'd make sure that it's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged. It is amber in color. All the nuts, bolts, and screws that are attached show no signs of rot, indicating looseness or rust. And the way I check this one is the same way I check that one. All right.
Cash on that cotter pin?
So, Castleman photography, yeah. So, under here is my H-frame or chassis, whichever you want to call it. Both are scoring points. The H-frame or chassis is not cracked. It's not broken, worn, or damaged in any way. It has no illegal welds. It is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. Here I'll go ahead and talk about my drive shaft. My drive shaft and U-joint are right back here. And I'd make sure that they're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. The U-joint, it's got a gasket, it's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It's not slipping, it's not missing. The U-joint is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and talk to you about my suspension. This is my bellow here. My bellow is not ripped, torn, or frayed. It has mounting brackets that are not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. They are secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my shock absorber. My shock absorber is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It's not leaking. Both the bellow and the shock absorber have mounting brackets, and the mounting brackets are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. There's no rust on any of the nuts, bolts, and screws. It is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. So, I'll talk to you about the brake parts. So my brake parts for the rear, I have a brake chamber. My brake chamber is not cracked, broken, missing, worn, or damaged in any way. No excessive grease or oil. I have a brake drum. The brake drum is not cracked, broken, missing, worn, or damaged in any way. They are secure to the vehicle. I brake shoes and shoe linings, and they're at least a 1/4 inch thick. They show no signs of burn marks. They're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. They are secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have the S-cam and cam roller are off now, so S-cam cam. I have a slack adjuster and an adjusting nut. The slack adjuster is at a 90-degree angle. The adjusting nut's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. They are secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I also have a push rod and a return spring. The push rod doesn't have more than 1 inch of play, and the spring's not bent, broken, missing, worn, or damaged. They are secure to the vehicle in proper working condition. I have the axle seal, and the axle seal is not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way, and it's not leaking. Secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I have brake hoses and lines. The hoses and lines are not bent, broken, worn, or damaged, no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks. They are secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my rear tires. I have duals back here, and we don't have spacers on the bus, so I would manually check in between the two duals and make sure that there was nothing lodged in between them, no rocks, no debris, that everything is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. My rear tires, these are evenly worn. You see here, they're evenly worn. The tread depth is 2/32, and these can be recaps. The outer wall has no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks. They're evenly worn. These also carry 115 PSIs, and I would check them right here in the valve stem. So I have one here. And I have one right here. And the caps are present and on tight. And they hold 115 per tire. The valve stems are not cracked, they're not broken, worn, or damaged in any way. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my rim. My rim is not bent, broken, worn, or damaged. It has no illegal welds. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my lug nuts. My lug nuts are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. They show no signs of rust indicating looseness. Secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are the hub seal, and it's not leaking. There's no excessive grease or oil, and all the bolts that are attached are secured to the vehicle. They show no signs of rust indicating looseness. And if I had a side glass, I would check it here. These do not have one. Everything is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my wheel well cover, and I see that it's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. I see the nuts, bolts, and screws that are attached show no signs of rust indicating looseness. They are secured to the vehicle. The cover is not ripped, torn, or frayed. It's secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my mud flap, and I have nuts, bolts, and screws here, and they show no signs of rust indicating looseness. The mud flap is not ripped, torn, or frayed. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. So I'm just going to go over and make sure I got everything. I got the suspension. I also have a 4-pair mounting holes for my suspensions. I don't think I mentioned. They're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. And I talked about my bellows and my shock absorber. I talked about in between the two duals, my brake parts, brake chamber, brake drum, shoe lining, slack adjuster, adjusting nut, push rod, turn spring, axle seal. If I didn't talk about hoses and lines back here for my brakes, I'd make sure that there's no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks, that they are secured in the vehicle and in proper working condition. I talked about the evenly worn on my tires, and no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks on the outside of my tires. These can be recaps, 115 PSIs, valve stem. I checked the air pressure with the tire gauge, rim, no legal welds, lug nuts, secured hub seal, and inside glass. And talked about the cover, the mud flap. So I think that is good there. Now, with that, talk about this right here. And make sure that it's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. It's amber in color. No condensation. The nut bolts and screws are attached. This just has a light with a reflector. And all of the ones that look like this, I would check them all the same. I just gotta make sure I got everything. And I talked about that one with this one. Okay. Talked about my drive shaft and U-joint. I talked about the frame. So now this is my radiator compartment, and I see my cross members are not cracked, they're not broken, worn, or damaged, and all the fins that are inside, I see that they're not damaged, they're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged, and they're not missing. I see that it is not leaking, exterior or interior, and that everything is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is a reflector. It's red in color. It's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. And I would check this one the same all that look like that red reflector. It's all the same. Sometimes it can go on a little quick. The good thing is that I can tweak it again if I wanted to. So I'm just going to take another look at now at the rear, make sure that it's not leaning one side to the other. It's level. The cross members and the frame in the back are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. Secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. So I'm going to talk about my clearance lights. These are my my rear clearance lights. They're red in color. They're not cracked, broken, missing, worn, or damaged in any way. All the nuts, bolts, and screws show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. They're secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my brake lights. They're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The rubber seal around them shows no signs of dry rot. They are secured to the vehicle. If I didn't say red in color, they're red in color. Secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. This is my dual-purpose light. It is a 4-way flasher and a directional. This is my tail light, reverse light. We talked about my reflector. Red in color, amber in color, clear, or white. They're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged. The wiring in the inside is not ripped, torn, or frayed. The rubber stripping around them shows no signs of dry rot. They are all secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check all these lights is the same way I check those lights. This is my coolant reservoir. My sight glasses are clean and clear. They're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. If I needed to add fluid, I would add it right here. I see it's not leaking. It's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The nut, bolts, and screws that are attached show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. The hoses are not ripped, torn, or frayed. Secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my engine compartment. My hinge, it's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. My external hinge and my hinges on the inside are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The nuts, bolts, and screws show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. Right behind this plate, right back here, is my water pump. This is my water pump. It's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged. It is gear driven. It has a gasket. The gasket's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It is secured to the vehicle by mounting brackets, nuts, bolts, screws, and it's in proper working condition. This is my oil dipstick and my oil filler. If I needed to add fluid, I'd add oil right in here. The dipstick and the pipe is not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged. The mounting brackets are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I use the dipstick is I pull it out, wipe it off, and I put it back in and I check the reading. So if I needed to add, I would add it right in here. This is my alternator. My alternator is belt driven. It's not cracked, broken, it's not worn or damaged in any way. The belt doesn't have more than 3/4 inch of play. It's not ripped, torn, or frayed. The mounting brackets are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. All the bolts and screws that are attached show no signs of rust indicating looseness. It is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my air compressor. This is my air compressor. It's not cracked, broken, it's not missing, worn, or damaged in any way. It does have a gasket, and I'd make sure that the gasket's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It does have mounting brackets, and they are not cracked, broken, missing, worn, or damaged in any way. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my power steering pump. My power steering pump is also gear driven, and it does have a gasket. I'd make sure that it's not ripped, torn, or frayed. And the power steering pump is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. That it is secured by nuts, bolts, and screws. And they show no signs of rust indicating looseness. It's secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. This is my power steering reservoir. This black cap is where I check it, and I'd make sure that it is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged in any way, that it's secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. Oh, goodness. This is my exhaust system and pipe. The system has some mounting brackets here and over here, and I'd make sure that they're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged, and they show no signs of rust indicating looseness in the pipe, and none of it has any excessive soot. It is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. Now I'm just going to take an overview look at my engine compartment and make sure that all my hoses and lines, that there's nothing ripped, torn, or frayed, no bubbles, abrasions, or leaks on any of my hoses and lines. Everything is secure to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check this side of the bus is the same way I check the other side of the bus, except for my doors and fuel tank. These are my rear doors. My rear doors are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The glass is clean and clear. The sensitive edges have no rips, tears, or frays. The rubber stripping around the glass shows no signs of dry rot. They do have door hinges on the bottoms and on the tops and the inside. And I make sure that those hinges are not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. And the nuts, bolts, and screws that are attached to the bus shows no signs of rust indicating looseness. And that they are secured to the vehicle in proper working condition. These are my exterior lights, stairwell lights. They're clear, they're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. They have nuts, bolts, and screws, show no signs of rust indicating looseness. They are secure to the vehicle in proper working condition. This is my fuel tank. My fuel tank's not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged in any way. The cap is present and now on tight. There's nothing leaking. The unit itself is not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The hangers that it sits on cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. It's not leaking, everything is secured in the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my front doors. My front doors are clean and clear. They're not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. The sensitive edges are not ripped, torn, or frayed. The hinges are not cracked, broken, worn, or damaged. And they show no signs of, the nuts, bolts, and screws show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. It is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. These are my interior stairwell lights. And I make sure that they're not cracked, they're not broken, torn, or damaged in any way. They're clean and clear. They are secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. The way I check those stairwell lights, same way I check this one. These are my my front door stair handrails, and they're not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. The nuts, bolts, and screws that are attached show no signs of rust, indicating looseness. The way I check these door handrails is the same way I check them in the rear. The way I check these stairwell lights is the same way I check them in the rear. These are my front steps. The steps are not cracked, broken, they're not worn or damaged in any way. And there's none of the matting that is lifted, no trip hazards. And the way I check these stairs is the same way I check them in the rear. And the matting that goes down the inside of the bus, it is not lifted, it's not ripped, torn, or frayed. Everything is secured in the vehicle and in proper working condition. Now I'd like to do a safe start to the coach. This is my seat belt. My seat belt's not ripped, torn, or frayed. It locks and it is secured to the vehicle and in proper working condition. I'm gonna pull up the park brake, make sure it's set, and it is. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the master switch to lights. I'm currently in neutral. My oil, my temperature, and my ABS light, they all came on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start her up and see that they all go off. And they did. I'm gonna go ahead and fast idle, and that works. I'm gonna turn on my interior lights so I can do my interior check. And I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this. I'll start right here. This is my air to the front doors. This is an emergency exit. What I would do is I'd break this glass and turn that red dial. And what it does is it allows me to open these doors freely in the event there's emergency. So I'd make sure that there's nothing cracked, broken, worn, or damaged in there. It is secured in the vehicle and in proper condition. Right here,